Do humans really use only 10% of their brain? You've probably heard it from a teacher, in a movie, or maybe even a TED Talk. It sounds fascinating, the idea that hidden inside your skull is a massive reservoir of unused potential. Imagine photographic memory, superhuman focus, maybe even telepathy. Hollywood loves this idea, but neuroscience, not so much. Today, let's break this myth down, where it came from, why it stuck, and what modern brain science really shows. Part 1. The origins of the 10% myth. The myth didn't appear out of nowhere. Around the late 19th and early 20th centuries, psychologists like William James wrote that humans rarely tap into the full extent of their mental and physical resources. That was a philosophical statement about potential, not a literal number. But journalists simplified it. We only use 10% of our brain. The number stuck. In the 1920s, an American writer named Lowell Thomas popularized it in self-help books. From there, it spread like wildfire. Fast forward, movies like Lucy or Limitless built entire plots around the concept. People wanted to believe it because it gave hope of unlocking something extraordinary. Part 2. Why it sounds believable. The myth fits into a very human desire. We want to believe we have untapped potential. It also makes sense superficially. When we're bored, daydreaming, or zoning out, it feels like our brain is inactive. Plus, neuroscientists themselves admit that we don't fully understand everything about the brain. That uncertainty leaves room for exaggeration. And let's be honest, we already use 100% of our brain, doesn't sell books or movie tickets. But unlock your hidden 90% does. Part 3. What science actually shows. Thanks to modern brain imaging, fMRI, PET scans, EEG, we can see brain activity in real time. These scans show that almost every part of the brain is active at some point during the day. Even when we sleep, our brain is buzzing with electrical activity, consolidating memories, cleaning toxins, and regulating vital functions. The default mode network, active when we daydream, is proof that even rest involves complex brain activity. Clinical evidence. If 90% of the brain was unused, strokes or brain injuries wouldn't be so devastating. But we know tiny lesions can cause massive issues. Lose a few millimeters of tissue in Broca's area, and you lose speech, damage the hippocampus, and memory collapses. Evolutionary logic. The brain is only about 2% of body weight, but consumes approximately 20% of our daily energy. Why would evolution maintain such an expensive organ if 90% of it was useless? That's like carrying around a Ferrari engine and only driving it at 10 horsepower. Part 4. Real hidden potential of the brain. While the 10% myth is false, the idea of untapped potential is partly true, just in a different way. The key is neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. Example: London taxi drivers. Studies showed their hippocampus, the part involved in navigation and memory, grows larger as they memorize the city's streets. Example: stroke patients. With therapy, other brain regions can take over lost functions, showing how adaptable the brain really is. Example: musicians. MRI scans show structural changes in the motor cortex and auditory cortex after years of practice. So, the brain doesn't have a dormant 90%. Instead, it's constantly reshaping and strengthening connections based on how we use it. Part 5. Why the myth persists today. Pop culture keeps feeding it, because it's exciting. Imagine if you could unlock superpowers. Self-help industries sell courses and supplements based on the hidden 90% pitch. And psychologically, we want shortcuts. It feels better to think, my brain has a secret power, than to hear, success requires consistent practice and effort. Part 6. The real takeaway. The truth is more powerful than the myth. We already use our whole brain. But how efficiently we use it depends on training, habits, and environment. Just like muscles, the brain adapts to challenge. Learn a language, play an instrument, meditate, lift weights. All of these literally reshape neural circuits. Instead of dreaming about unlocking unused brain cells, the real secret is to build new connections and strengthen existing ones. So no, we don't use just 10% of our brain. We use all of it, just not all at once. The myth is fun, but the reality is even more inspiring. With neuroplasticity, we can change the brain we have. The untapped potential isn't a hidden reservoir, it's the ability to rewire, grow, and adapt. What other brain myths should I break down next? Drop your ideas in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe for more brain decoding.